गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. We are in Amrutanubhava, chapter on Ajnana Khandana, ignorance denied. We are on OV number 158, I think so. And here it was told by Jnaneshwar Maharaj, what is the relationship between Paramatma and the world of plurality is explained through some examples. अवकाशे शी गगना स्पर्शे सी पवना की दीप्ति सी तपना संबंधु कीजे. Can one establish relationship between emptiness and space, touch and air, fire and heat? Can one say that emptiness is related to space? Emptiness is space. See? Similarly, can someone say, create a relationship between the heat and light and the sun? See? Similarly, I'm just thinking here loudly, similarly, the phenomena and the truth, can you separate them too? Because the truth is pervading the phenomena, just like water is pervading the phenomena. That is its glory. The phenomena is its glory. See, so many sadhanas expect us to separate the phenomena. Ishwar Advayavad means acceptance of everything as the truth. Emptiness is space, so also the world is not created. It is not mithya, it is Paramatma. Even without wave or ocean, water is. So also is true about other elements. See, what does it say? Emptiness is space. Space has emptiness? No. Emptiness is space. Heat and light is sun. Sweetness is taste, or all the rasas is taste. Touch and air, these are not two separate elements. They are inseparable. Because there is air, therefore touch is possible. So also the world is not created, it is not mithya. Mithya means what? That which comes and goes. But world, just like every wave, if you take the collection of all the waves as the world, if you take the wave as a phenomena which comes and goes, your attention is on the name and form. But if your attention is on the water, does the water come and go? Or water just is? And if our attention is on the water, then there is no creation, because water has always been. Water is and water always will be. So where's the creation? This is the subtle drishti, vision required when we interact with the world. Where is our attention? Is it on the constant or is it on the changing? It is Paramatma. Even without wave or ocean, water is. So also is true about other elements. So it is true about air, fire, heat and light and fire, the burning power and the fire, taste and water, smell and earth. The touch and the air, the fire and the heat, etc. None of these pairs are related to each other because touch is the essential nature of air and heat of the fire. In the same way, there is no relationship between God the creator and the world the created. Don't create cause and effect where there is no cause and effect. This cause and effect is the creation of our mind. If I eat, then my hunger is satisfied. If I sleep, then I will be refreshed in the morning. If I study, then I will become wise. If I meditate, I will become realized. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. Ocean is the cause, wave is the effect. But water is beyond that. It's pervading the cause as well as the effect, and yet it is beyond both. So from water's point of view, there is no cause and effect. So where is our attention? Are we taking, when this is the normal understanding within us, that God is the creator and the world is the created, then we'll go to please the God. Then we'll ask favors from the God. Then we'll be afraid of God. Then God becomes the means to satisfy our desires, to protect us, to get our wishes fulfilled. Why? He is the creator. He is more powerful than the world. But when we look at it from the essence point of view, then God and the world are one. This is Ishwar Advayavad that the Nath Sampradaya follows, that Jnaneshwar Maharaj follows. God himself is both the creator and the created. Just like sun itself is both the heat and light, air is the touch, fire is the heat, the burning power, water is the taste. You cannot separate them. Similarly, God cannot be separated from the creation. He is the Upadan Karan. He is the material cause of the whole creation. He is in every part of the whole creation. Just like water is in every part of the ocean as well as the wave. Similarly, that Paramatma is in every part. Space and emptiness, fire and heat, air and touch, creator and created, they are never separate. Similarly, God and the world are not separate. God is not someone who is sitting above the clouds, looking down and sprinkling joys and miseries to people. He is not like that. The world is expansion of the truth. This is said in the next OV. Vishwapane Uzivade तरी विश्व देखे पुढे, नाते नाही तरी ते वढे, नाहीच देखे. On manifestation, Paramatma becomes the seer of the world, and on dissolution, he is the seer of the absence. This is his natural state. On expansion, he becomes the seer. Seer means what? He is the witness of the world. He is the sakshi of the world. For sakshi, for the witness, there has to be something called witnessed. Witnessed with necessary will have name and form, qualities or something, attributes. And on dissolution, he is the seer of the absence. Seer of the absence means the Paramatma. There is nothing called absence. Today we covered this in the meditation. Because there is no object called absence. When all objects subside, all thoughts subside, thought being the objects, we have given to ourselves, oh, there is no object now, there is no thought in my mind. No, we should not come to conclude that there is no thought. We should conclude now only I am. Self is, Atma is. For that purpose, all the studies of the scripture, so we come to the correct conclusion. And in that last thought, all conclusions become zero. This pure consciousness, when it manifests in the form of the world is seen. The pure consciousness, when it manifests in the form of the world is seen. By whom? By the witness. By the same consciousness. The same consciousness has expanded. That same water has expanded. How has it expanded? By way of waves and ocean. Now what is happening? As the ocean, it is witnessing all the waves. As the ocean, it is witnessing all the waves. Then it becomes the seer and the seen. The world is seen. Then it becomes the seer and sees names and forms. So when multiplicity is, it expands into variety, into names and forms, and it is seeing all the names and forms. It is witnessing the names and forms. When the manifestation is withdrawn, there is nothing to see. Now, just apply it on yourself. This is not very difficult. It's very simple. We are reading the commentary and there is no need to get confused. When it says that when the consciousness expands, when does it expand? Tell me. Where is your direct experience of expansion of consciousness?
Waking and dream?
Correct. When the waking and dream, these two states are expansion of consciousness. And dissolution of this expansion of names and forms is deep sleep. This is clear? Now, here it says that it is the seer of the names and forms. Is it not true that you have been the seer of all the waking and dream from immemorable time? Have you not seen all the waking? Otherwise, how would you say that I know that yesterday also I was awake, the day before yesterday also I was awake, yesterday also I was having a dream, day before yesterday also I was having a dream, yesterday I had deep sleep, day before yesterday also I had a deep sleep. We have gone through this analysis. The individual cannot say that, the waker cannot say that, the dreamer cannot say that. The witness is saying that. It's the declaration of a person who has been uninfluenced by the coming and goings of the waking dream and deep sleep. That person's declaration is that I had the experience of waking dream, deep sleep yesterday, day before yesterday, and many days earlier. See? And this is your daily experience. When the manifestation is withdrawn, there is nothing to see. Then the consciousness starts seeing the absence. In this way, the presence in the waking and dream states, as well as the absence in the deep sleep state, is illumined by the same consciousness. In other words, manifestation and non-manifestation of the world have no meaning for the eternal existence that I am. And how are we living? Totally contrary. We want to find answers in the dream. Is that an indication? Is that an indication of what is going to happen? And we are totally attached to the waking, taking it totally to be that it is only the only reality. If this is the reality, then dream and deep sleep also have to be taken as reality. Then you will think in this manner, that you are the witness, witnessing consciousness of conscious of all the three. But we are living only 1/3 of our life, taking only waking as the real and other two as theek hai. See? So from consciousness point of view, whether there is manifestation of waking and dream or there is unmanifestation of waking and dream called deep sleep, it has got no impact on the consciousness, pure consciousness that I am. Appearance of ocean and wave and disappearance of ocean and wave has no impact on the waters. Water continues to be water. Nothing is added or subtracted when the manifestation or unmanifestation happens. This you can appreciate about the water. Correct? Not very difficult. Yeah, water is independent of ocean and waves. Arey, now apply it on yourself. I am the consciousness, and this consciousness is independent of manifestation, the waking and dream, and unmanifestation, the deep sleep. Your whole disposition in the waking will change. This you have to apply now, not afterwards. In other words, manifestation and non-manifestation of the world have no meaning for the eternal existence that I am. Call it eternal existence, call it eternal witness. Who's expanding into waking and dream and when waking and dream dissolve, it is witnessing the absence. These are just words to explain to this stupid mind, because it will understand only through words, through ideas, through concepts. But what we are trying to explain is not a concept. Truth is not a concept. Truth cannot be worked out through logic, because truth is beyond mind and intellect, and you are that. Secondly, the manifestation and withdrawal are alternately going on because they are not two. Like the gold and the ornaments, they are one and the same time. From the time we wake up in the morning, the concept of time or the scale of time is accepted by the mind. When this begins, identification with the gross body and all the accompanying commitments in the gross world start consolidating, resulting in the individuality. This game is going on right from the moment we know ourselves, or perhaps more accurately, from the moment we do not know ourselves. Non recognition of ourselves as the eternal witness brings about the identification with the body. You understand? Non acceptance of ourselves. Then what do I need to do? Wrong question. Nothing needs to be done. Accept and live in that acceptance. Don't forget it. Just like you don't forget whether you are studying right now, whether you are moving around in the house, whether you are in the hospital or your surgery, or whether you are at your work. You don't forget that you are a mother, that you are a wife. Yes, in front of the patients, you are the doctor. But the moment the thought of children come, you are the mother. Grandchildren come, you are the grandmother. Husband's thoughts comes, you are the wife. So where are all these roles? They are lying latent within your mind. Similarly, I am the consciousness. This thought is also lying somewhere within you. That's why you're getting exposed to this satsang. It wants to come to the forefront. But the moment satsang gets over, again, by choice, we allow ourselves to forget who our essential nature, and again get lost in possessions and emotions. We get lost in body consciousness. We get lost in everything connected to this body. By choice. You have to find a way. Nobody else can make you do that. You have to find a way that while all this is going on, remain as the witness and see that this whole game is an expansion of yours. Because in the end, body is a thought in your mind. So also, the world is a thought in your mind. And we just saw expansion of consciousness is waking and dream. We can only work in the waking. And what is this expansion called? This expansion is called as the play between the subject and the object. The aham and the idam. That's how every thought is getting created. The triputi. Seer, seen, seeing, hearer, heard, hearing, knower, known, knowing, experiencer, experienced, experiencing. They are continuously coming and going. One thought is not attached to the next. Some idiot is born because he has forgotten that he is the eternal witness of this parade of thoughts. And he gets identified with the thoughts. And that is called the precipitation of individuality. Otherwise, there is nothing called individuality. There is only truth. This individuality is only a figment of imagination. Thus, when the Supreme expands as the world of names and forms, it becomes the seer and the seen. When the world is withdrawn, it does not see anything, but the not seeing, the absence, is the seen. Thus, the existence is untouched by the presence or absence of the world. If you are the witness of the waking and dream as well as the absence, how can you be touched by waking, dream, and the absence? You are independent of the three states because you know these three states are coming and going. The knower has to be other than the known. Otherwise, this is a donkey, I know this is a donkey, I am the donkey. It doesn't work that way. Our knowledge of the world is this is a laptop, I know this is a laptop, I am not the laptop. That same example, if extended, this is the waking, dream, and deep sleep. I know this is waking, dream, and deep sleep. This is your own knowledge on a daily basis. Then the conclusion should be I am not the waking, dream, and deep sleep. Then who am I? I am the witness, the one who knows. Then where's the question of getting identified with the waking body or the dream body or getting afraid of the deep sleep? I think I'm having Alzheimer's, I can't remember anything. Empty mind. Where's the question? These are all figments of imagination. All shortcomings within us, the likes and dislikes within us, the desires within us, the fears within us, the shortcomings within us, the regrets within us, the expectations within us, they are all figments of imagination, born out of identification with the changing, with the phenomena. Correct your angle of approach. And that is what Jnaneshwar Maharaj is guiding our mind to. Correct your angle of approach. Recognize you are the eternal witness. And recognize this eternal witness is not touched by the manifestation, that is waking and dream, and unmanifestation or dissolution, that is deep sleep. The thought continues. Vishvace ase nahi vipaye vipaye budaliya he hi tari dasha aisi hi dekhatasi. The presence of the manifested world and the absence is also witnessed by it. We already said that. Whether the field of experience or the world is present or absent, the eternal seer, this eternal illuminator, is untouched by the presence or absence of the world. See, the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita talks about the Kshetra Kshetrajna Yogo Nama. Kshetra is the field and Kshetrajna is the knower of the field. And what is the field? Manifest. One field is the world. The field for the vision is the colors and forms. The field for the ears is the hearer is the sounds. The taster is the taste. For smeller is the smelt. The field for the mind is the thoughts which are coming and going. Field for the intellect is the I thought which is coming and going. Who knows this? Am I the I who comes and goes? But my data shows that I have always been. Other times I may forget, but when I come to satsang, suddenly I realize I am the eternal witness. There is no doubt about it. I accept completely. See? Translated into daily experience, it means that no concern will arise in the mind as regards one's individuality or the world. If we take ourselves as the eternal witness, then we will not give undue importance to the happenings in the waking. We will not give undue importance to the body and everything that is connected to the body. That is relationships, that is birth, growth, disease, decay, death. We will not give undue importance. Then we will not give undue importance to the seen and the way, the heard and the touched and the felt and the imagined, or the will not give importance to the thoughts that are coming and going, will not give importance to the I that is coming and going, will not give importance to the waking which is coming and going, dream which is coming and going, and sleep which is coming and going. Because I am complete in myself as the eternal witness. The moment I give importance to anything other than the eternal witness, precipitation of individuality has started. Crystallization of individuality has started. Choice is yours. To be the individual or to be the eternal. We are studying Amrutanubhava, which is Jnaneshwar Maharaj's experience of realization. See, if this is what has to happen, or this is what our natural state is, here we are being given the laddu. This is how it is. Accept. Don't fight it. Don't argue with what is being told, because these are words of a realized master. And they reflect what the Upanishads are saying. It's that simple. But we want to complicate it. But how? But why? But what exercise should I do? What sadhana I have to do? Sadhana is for the individual. Here we are telling you, Jnaneshwar Maharaj is telling you, you are not the individual, you are the eternal one. Remember in Panchadashi, Gaunatma, Mithyatma, Mukhyatma. You are the Mukhyatma. Don't accept yourself as the one with reference to body, or the one with reference to other references called husband, wife, children, etc., etc. You are the eternal one. Insist. If you have to insist, insist this. Not insist, but what will happen to my children? What will happen to my grandchildren? What will happen to my job? What will happen to my investments? How can I live without doing anything if I am the eternal witness? Unwanted thinking going on. In and through all activity, all we have to do is keep remembering we are the eternal witness and allow the nature to unfold. When the nature unfolds and you are being the eternal witness, there is perfect integrity, perfect synchronization. From a worldly point of view, from self point of view, it is completely integrated anyway, it is as it is. But from worldly point of view, you're then at the right place at the right time with the right people with the right experiences, because you have unclutched yourself and you are at the source, and the whole thing is nothing but expansion and contraction of the source. Are you seeing it as such? Are you seeing your life as expansion of consciousness and contraction of consciousness? Are you seeing the waking and dream as the expansion and deep sleep as contraction? Are you seeing every thought, every blink, every word as expansion of consciousness and the gap between the two as contraction of consciousness? This is the game that we have to play with ourselves. But instead, we play the game of attachment. First I was a child, now I am a wife or a husband, now I am a mother and father, now I am a grandfather and grandmother. Before I was healthy, now I am sick. Before I was alive, now I am moving towards death. Imagination में क्या फर्क पड़ता है? You can keep imagining. If you have to imagine you are the eternal one. Translated into daily experience, it means that no concern will arise in the mind as regards one's individuality or the world. That means the phenomena is perfect. Why? Because I am perfect. I, as the eternal self, is perfect. And the whole expansion is of this eternal perfection. Then what is getting expanded, expressing as expansion, has to be perfect. Water as ocean and wave is perfect because it has not forgotten that it is the water. But the moment we forget the water, then survival begins. Then identification begins. Then cause and effect begins. But from water's point of view, it is perfect. The waker, the individuality functioning in relation to the waking world and gaining the experiences in the waking plane of consciousness, the dreamer, the dream and the dream experiences, and the deep sleeper, the deep sleep and the experience of the absence are all supported by the pure consciousness, which is the common denominator for all the three planes of consciousness from all points of expressions in the total creation. To stay in this thought is to expose oneself to the pregnant, potent silence, the silence in the womb of which everything is contained. This is that conscious silence. Recognize that you are the eternal one, that you are the constant one, that in your presence all the three states come and go. And right now, when we make this statement in our minds, yes, all these three states go in my presence. I know that these three states come and go every day. Then be the witness of the three states. Then why do you get identified with something in the waking? Why do you get identified with the dream? Why do you get identified with the sleep? To stay in this thought is to expose oneself to the pregnant, potent silence. See, we are talking. You are listening, I am speaking. Yet, the import of these words is bringing about a deep silence within, a deep acceptance, abidance, recognition that yes, I am that. Again and again, bringing ourselves to be that one, to be that eternal one, in spite of all that is going on, in spite of the manifestation and unmanifestation, in spite of the world, should be our game of life. Not playing the game and getting lost in the game. That is the game of individuality. Therefore, let one not be sympathetic to one's own individual problems, and also let one not get involved in others' lives. Instead, love should be explained as divine love and as an expression of non-attachment and of non-individuality. In other words, love is unconditional love, which is not specific, which is not referential. Because just like heat and light are the nature of sun or fire, touch is the nature of air, similarly, love, unconditional love, is the nature of the self. That is bliss. The moment it becomes referential, then it is no longer unconditional love. Then it is referential love. I love my wife. I love my children. Reference is the children. Reference is the grandchildren. Reference is the dish. Reference is the movie. Reference is my laptop. Whatever the reference, then it is not unconditional love. The unconditional love is your nature. When it is referential, it is called likes and dislikes, which give to joys and sorrows. They come in combination. It can never be only joy, joy, joy all the time. So, good health, I am happy. Bad health, I am sad. How many people got married due to love marriage? Happy. But so many cases come, love marriage is breaking down. What happened? Sorrow. Then where's the love gone? Referential love can never be unconditional love. Referential love is unconditional love superimposed on something or someone. And now you have made that love, that person, that object as the source of your own, of joy, and forgotten that you are the source of joy. देखो, just as the ocean loves all the waves unconditionally as the self, It is not affected, it is not influenced, it's not enslaved by any wave. It supports all the waves. It is expressing through all the waves. It includes all the waves. It doesn't reject any wave. Therefore, ocean's love towards all the waves is unconditional love. Our love is only for our parents, our children, our grandchildren, our house, etc., etc., etc. Take the position of the totality. Let the body live at the individual level, at the ground level. Feet on the ground, mind in totality. From that point of view, then this is just another body. Your whole disposition will change when you take the position of totality, or you take the position of the absolute. One method of meditation is to regress back over the years to the time when one was still in the mother's womb, and even earlier. Throughout, without I, these images cannot be complete. So also, in all the three planes of consciousness, the substratum I continues to be unbroken, untouched. Such contemplation will keep the mind free of all individualities. With the state of mind, everything can be done. With this state of mind, everything can be done. This is what is meant by the statement, seeing without seeing, experiencing without experiencing, knowing without knowing. Then what is knowing without knowing, seeing without seeing? It is being. Just being. See? Many years ago, I'm talking 91, 92, even nowadays, there are some places, these yoga teachers or Kundalini teachers, they teach you regression. They teach you regression. And in that regression, you just keep breathing, one after the other. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And with every breath, you keep going back into the past. Just as Swamiji says here, regress back over the years to the time when one was still in the mother's womb. Why only that? That was very physical. Many years ago I did that. Though all the fingers become like this, you go into the fetal position. You're going back in time. Consciously, not unconsciously. If you go unconsciously, that will be hypnosis. Consciously you are going. Then many years later, I did the same thing, but without the breath, just by thinking, contemplating. And suddenly, when you do that, many things get revealed. Who were you in your past life? But our exercise is not to know who I was in my last 7 lives. And even if I come to know, the right approach will be that I know that I was these things in the past 7 lives. I know that I am this, it is expressing as this this person in this life. That means I have been the eternal witness of whatever has been going on. I am the witness of my past lives. I am the witness of the past experiences. The moment this clicks, rather than indulging in the past experiences, rather than indulging in the why and how of the past experiences, rather than indulging in what mistakes I did in my past, I want to correct it so that my present can be better, I will heal myself. Don't get into all that. Sort it out once and for all. Be the eternal witness. Everything is sorted. Because that is what you are. And then what will happen? Once you be the eternal witness, seeing is going on. Yet no precipitation of seer is taking place. Experiences are going on, but no precipitation of the experiencer is coming about. Knowing is going on, but no knower is born. Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting is going on, but no seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, thinker is coming about. So everything is going on, yet nothing is going on. Seeing is going on, but yet seeing is not going on, because there is no owner of the seeing. So therefore here he says, seeing without seeing. Everything is seen as a play of consciousness. That play of consciousness is explained by our scriptures, or in this book also, the first chapter, the play of the Paramashiva. He became Shiva Shakti, that Shakti became Trigunatmika. And from that Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, then the whole world emanated. But actually the world emanated the moment that Paramashiva became Shiva Shakti, the world started. So looking at the whole world as a play of Shiva Shakti is what the wise men do. Looking at the whole world and precipitation of individuality is what the foolish people do. That's you and me. So let's drop this individuality and see it as a game of Shiva Shakti. See it as a game of Paramashiva. See it as the game of the eternal witness, eternal consciousness. Eternal witness and eternal consciousness is not two separate things. That same eternal consciousness, when it has something to witness or not witness, it's called as eternal witness. Witness is with reference to waking, dream and deep sleep. Not one, all. Not all only in your life, in everyone's life. And all are not separate. All waves are not separate. Everything is the ocean, all the waves are the ocean, and all the waves are nothing but water. Can we bring about this disposition that all the names and forms that we see are nothing but divine, are nothing but the absolute consciousness? Apply the same rule. All the waves are nothing but the ocean, and all the waves plus the ocean is nothing but the water. This is the silence. This is the silence. Merely contemplating in the right direction automatically quietens the mind. And that contemplation is taking back to the self. Being the self. And silence ensues. This is explained further through an example. का पुरा ही आधी चांदिणे की तोची न माखे तेणे तैसे केवळ देखणे ठाए ठावो. The camphor does not get whiter by the bath of moonlight. It was always white even without the moonlight. Similarly, Paramatma is always of the nature of pure knowledge, irrespective of the world. Recognize this about yourself, that you are eternally pure, you are eternal, you are not born and going to die, that you are not the one who is healthy and unhealthy. And by doing some exercise, sadhana, called asana, pranayam, pratyaya, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, kundalini, kriya yoga, japa yoga, you are not going to purify yourself because you are already the purified one. You are already not even the purified one, you are the pure one. Just as the whiteness of the camphor cannot be enhanced by the moonlight, which is separate from camphor. Similarly, the pureness of the self cannot be enhanced by any sadhana, by any exercise. Those are just artificial means. And they are, all the sadhanas and means are part of the world. It is not necessary to make the camphor white by exposing it to the moonlight. It is already white. The moonlight can add nothing to it. There are many meditation schools where they make you focus on the Om, where they make you focus on the white light, white dot. If you go to some ashrams in Melbourne or in India, they make you see the violet light, blue light. Why blue is the color of expanse, white is the color of purity. Get out of all these gimmicks. That white light on the screen or on the wall is going to determine who you are. Those are just exercises of tratak, focusing your mind. Not necessary. Just accept. The moonlight can add nothing to it, can add nothing to the camphor because it is already white. In the same way, the pure consciousness sees without becoming a seer, like a mirror which reflects everything, rejects nothing, retains nothing. This is a very famous statement. This is how should be our disposition. This is the position of the ocean. Accept everything, accepts the ocean, accepts all the waves, rejects no wave, but retains the memory of no wave. This is the position of the mirror. Reflects the whole world, rejects nothing that comes in front of it, but retains no memory or impression of what it is reflecting. Isn't it? This should be our disposition. Accept everything, reject nothing, retain nothing. We, on the other hand, go on receiving the impressions of the world on the retina of the mind and go on creating images. We go on creating images and we keep becoming seer, hearer, toucher, taster, smeller, thinker, knower, experiencer, waker, dreamer, sleeper. We keep getting precipitated as the referential being. Truth is referenceless existence. Does that mean the references in brackets phenomena will not happen? Yes, seeing will happen, but no seer will be precipitated. Hearing will happen, but there is no hearer born. Thoughts are coming, but no thinker is there. Feelings are coming, but no feeler is born. Then who is there instead of seerer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, thinker, feeler, etc.? Witness. Only the witness. We, on the other hand, go on receiving the impressions of the world on the retina of the mind and go on creating images. Liquid ghee, clarified butter does not take impressions, but solid ghee does. When the ghee is in a liquid state, it does not yield to taking any shape and is not prone to attachments. The hardened mind is one that holds on to the worldly things and experiences as an individual. Meaning, crystallization of consciousness has to be avoided as a seeker. Crystallization of the consciousness as I happens only when there is that. Meaning, wherever there is a reference and acceptance of the reference as real, individuality will precipitate. Meaning, seerer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, waker, dreamer, etc., they will precipitate. This is called, and what is the root of all this? I have accepted I am the body. This is the reference. Body is the reference. I have accepted I am the body. Referential existence begins. Referential existence begins. Allow the body to function, allow the senses to function, allow the mind to function. Don't take ownership of it. Always keep the door open. Once upon a time, when I was initiated into brahmacharya, I had a different name. And when people used to call me by my previous name, which my parents had given, I used to react. Now my name is so and so, don't call me by that name. For a few months that went on. I was disturbed that why people are not calling me. I have taken the initiation. Why they are insisting using my old name, the parents' given name. Till one day it clicked while doing satsang. And what is that? Hey, all names are my names. Why should I react to any name? Not only the name given by my parents, not only the name given as a brahmachari, and not only the name given as a sannyasi, but all the names are my names. Call me Gada Ghoda, that also is me only. See? Suddenly, the whole stress, why people are not calling by my previous name, by my initiated name, dropped. Acceptance of all names. So before I will stop, I will feel inside I am bubbling. Why they are doing this? They are purposely doing it. They want to get a reaction out of me. Why do they insist with the old name? So that I could learn that I am all the names and forms. My pranams to all of them who helped me get that point. So don't crystallize your mind. When the ghee is crystallized, you can see the various grains in the ghee. That is crystallization. When the ghee is heated, it melts. All the various grains of the ghee melt away into one homogeneous mass. So be in the fire of consciousness as the fire of consciousness. This is our contemplation, that I am the eternal witness. Everything will melt away. The entire individuality will melt away. All specificity will melt away. All references will melt away. Just like all the various grains of the ghee, when they melt away, it's one homogeneous ghee. When all the waves dissolve, it's nothing but waters. Similarly, when all the thoughts, all the references dissolve, in the heat of contemplation, then what remains is nothing but the self, the eternal self, the pure consciousness. This hardness of the mind is liquefied by applying the heat of meditation. And that meditation doesn't mean sitting down with eyes closed and worrying about it. This is meditation that is going on right now. Meditation is every moment where you are able to come back to being the self is meditation. Whether eyes closed or eyes open, whether in waking or dream or sleep, does not matter. This takes one to the state of seeing without being a seer. The pure consciousness does not have to become a seer in order to see or to illumine the world. The pure consciousness does not have to become a seer or illuminator. The pure consciousness does not have to become a witness to witness the world. Then why did we use the word witness? Because you are caught up in the world, we are thinking about the world, and from the worldly point of view, we are trying to impress on your mind that there is a possibility. We have to explain to your mind, when you are identified with the world, you are the experiencer. But your natural state is in this world of that of witness. You are knowing that waking, dream and deep sleep are coming and going, and you are the witness of these three. But what is the actual state? That you are the infinite pure consciousness, and from that point of view there is nothing called waking, there is nothing called dream, there is nothing called sleep. And if there is not, and because there is nothing called waking, dream, deep sleep, therefore there is no waker, dreamer and sleeper. But we don't know, this is just hypothesis. And then we will say, oh, but the Mahatmas, they also sleep, they also wake up, they also. So yes, when we are in this state, then as long as this body is there, there will be waking, dream and deep sleep, but there will be no waker, dreamer and deep sleeper, because this fellow is already gone back to being the original. Then what is this going on, waking, dream, deep sleep, without the waker, dreamer, sleeper? It is like the fan is moving without the electricity passing through the fan. The momentum was there when the switch was on. Now you have put the switch off. This is called switching off. Instead of identifying with the waking, dream, deep sleep and becoming the waker, dreamer and deep sleeper, it keeps the momentum going on. Only when you get identified, then the momentum goes on. But you have disidentified and accepted that you are the essential pure consciousness. But the momentum, just like when you put the fan off, the fan is still going on for some time till it naturally comes to a standstill. So the waking, dream, deep sleep is going on, but there is no waker, dreamer and deep sleeper. Seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, thinking, experiencing is going on, but there is no seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, thinker, etc. This is the best I can explain, or we can explain. This you have to catch within yourself. And the best time to catch is right now. है ना मजेदार? Now what will you catch? Now what will you hold on to? This takes one to the state of seeing without being a seer. The pure consciousness does not have to become a seer in order to see or illuminate the whole world. It does not. Pure consciousness, the water does not have to become an ocean, the cause, or wave, the effect. Water does not have to be the witness of the ocean or of the waves. Water is water. Acha, water is water, I know that. But I can see ocean and wave also. They are phenomena. And when you touch the phenomena, you are touching the water. You are touching the original. When you talk of the phenomena, you are talking about name and form. Asti bhati priya nama roop. World is nama roop. Truth is asti bhati priya. Apply it on yourself. I am a man. Nama roop. I am a husband. Virtual nama roop. You are the Mukhyatma. You are the absolute consciousness. This pure consciousness is always an illuminator of the presence as well as the absence. Accept yourself to be that one. And being that original one, being that pure consciousness, the melting of the crystallization of consciousness, whatever was left, will automatically begin, and it doesn't take a chirat. Instantaneously the ghee becomes liquefied butter. There are times when it takes you very long to go into sleep, deep sleep. But there are times you are watching TV, talking to people, and you go into sleep sitting, isn't it? Instantaneously. Our attempt, as long as we are a seeker, as long as we are a contemplator, our game should be acceptance of ourselves as the pure infinite consciousness, which is the illuminator of the waking, dream, and the deep sleep state. Take that position, everything will start dissolving. Dissolving means what? Dissolving means not that the waking, dream, deep sleep will dissolve. They may happen, they may not happen. You are not affected. Identification will get dissolved. That identification is the crystallization. Identification will dissolve. Your identification as a mother with reference to child gets dissolved instantaneously the moment you come in front of your husband and with reference to husband you express as the wife. How much time does it take for you to dissolve the mother and be the wife? That much time it takes to dissolve the individuality and be the infinite consciousness. Instantaneous. How the Supreme Self, irrespective of the conditions of seeing or not seeing, is essentially always of the nature of seeing, is stated in the next OV, which we'll look at it in our next class. We have to start from 162. Okay, we'll conclude here, and tonight the class is at 6 p.m., not 6:30 p.m., being a Sunday. So, Adhyatma Ramayana. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just sit quietly for a moment. Hari Om.